Well, hello, and it is time to breathe again on the Breath of Fresh Air webcast, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So you see Patrick along with me, Charles, and we're just going to jump right into these topics, Patrick. So we'll start. Okay, so before we have our thoughts about what we've seen lately in the NBA Finals, understand this is going to be a nice little moral compass episode. So definitely, yeah, this is one of these life shows today.
It's definitely one of
Um,
the moral episodes. So, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
one of these life episodes today. But before we get to those topics, so Patrick, here we are, NBA Finals. And Golden State Warriors have won the last two games, and now they're leading the series against the Boston Celtics 3-2, with the chance to close it out in Game 6, which will be Thursday night in Boston. So I mean, since the last time we've been on here, wow. Boston took the lead 2-1, looking good when the scene shifted to Boston for game three. And then in game four, Steph Curry happened. And then,
They won't pick him up, will they?
you know, Patrick, I'm going to give Boston some credit here. Steph Curry just hit shots that game. They did come at him. They trapped him. They were given different looks. Boston played good in that game four. Steph Curry just had an all world performance that game. Kind of like the
Didn't
performance.
Wiggins even Wiggins? Was it Wiggins that had it in game 4 or was it game 5?
Game five. Wiggins had it in game five.
So
And
that was game
so
5.
but I mean, kind of like that Jimmy Butler performance in game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It just was like one of those performances. Steph Curry was just hitting everything. And then in game five, the strength in numbers thing for the Warriors. Had like five or six players in double figures. And Steph Curry, he didn't hit a three. Didn't hit a three in last night's game. But the rest of the people stepped up. Klay Thompson stepped up. Jordan Poole. You mentioned Andrew Wiggins. I mean, they got a lot of contributions, and they won that game actually going away. So now here we are, 3-2. How you feeling, Patrick? Because, of course, we know that you did have Boston winning this series. How
Um,
you feeling?
I mean, look. So the last two games, Golden State has looked phenomenal. I'm not gonna take anything away from them. But they're playing Boston, man, and Boston ain't going away. So I don't like the fact that the series is 3-2 Golden State since I picked Boston. Um, but I do suspect that Boston's going to come out in Boston and take this to a game 7. So obviously, I'm not really excited about going to a game 7, especially when they're playing in San Francisco. But hey, you got to do it. Here we are. You got to win the next two, and Boston is a team that will come out fired up. And if Golden State does win, I mean, dude, it's Golden State. Me and you were both under. Well, I know you picked Golden State, but we understand. I mean, if this was the other way around, you're thinking the same thing. I have complete faith in Golden State, but I do know Boston is a fantastic team, and they could win this thing. Saying the same thing. Golden State is a fantastic team, and they came out firing on all cylinders in Game 5. But I do feel Boston is a good enough team to go into Boston and win Game 6. So I'm fine with it. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have a dog in the fight, but hey, Boston is a good enough team, and I don't think anybody else is going to give Golden State this kind of pressure and play them the way that Boston has played them. So I'm good with it. I think Boston can come out and win Game 6.
So you're sticking with your pick. All right. Well,
Absolutely.
okay. No. More on that in a minute, because the crap that I'm seeing on all these other channels and stuff is disgusting. And I know I've mentioned this a good amount of times when it comes to media. But yeah, we're gonna mention that again. On that note, though.
Oh God, did Stephen A. Smith change his pick
No,
for the
no,
fifth
no,
time?
no,
You know
no.
how
I
he
mean,
is.
well, I
Oh,
mean, it's Well, I mean, it's everybody. I mean, Stephen A. Smith could probably get lapped into the whole media circus now.
He is, and he's just a clown.
but the thing with the last couple of games. So yes, I have Warriors in 6. I'm right there on schedule, and yes, I think they're putting it away on Thursday night. Now, here's what's concerning to me about Boston. If you look at those two rosters, Boston has the more athletic roster, probably have the bigger roster too. They don't go that deep in their bench. And I mean, I think last night they literally played 8 players, and I really say 7 because Peyton Pritchard really didn't play that much. So with that, and then you consider what the Warriors are bringing, Steve Kerr not afraid to play his bench. They're running 9-10 players out there, and that just kind of makes a difference over time. Now, again, Boston's dangerous. Don't get me wrong. Like, Boston has been a very resilient team all through this run, so I'm not counting Boston out at all. But with what Golden State is bringing with those numbers and those other contributions to help Steph Curry out, who had a terrible shooting game. And Boston's defense had a lot to do with that. They made it a point. We got to take him out. So they held him to 16 points, and he didn't hit a 3. But if Klay Thompson's going to give you almost 20, Andrew Wiggins, 26 and 13 boards, and then Jordan Poole going to come off the bench. All those.
Hit that shot from half court.
Yeah, barely, man. Got it off. That was like a 10th of a second. And
he drained it.
And
like
so
Steph Curry drained it.
Yeah. and so when you get those different contributions, it just looks like a little bit closer to the team back in 2015 that that mantra Golden State had, strength in numbers. And right now, the numbers game is starting, but for the first time this whole playoff run that Boston's been on, they actually look a little tired. Now, every game has its own identity. So I'm not trying to say this is a precursor for the next games, but it could be, because I think Boston they just kind of started to run a little bit off toward the end. They got a little caught up in their emotions. There was a couple of calls that didn't go their way, and Marcus Smart was getting teed up. Golden State was playing a little bit more physical. Didn't look like Boston was matching that intensity blow by blow. And there's a lot of signs there where it's like, Golden State might be starting to put a little bit of distance. Now, again, they're going to Boston. We know Boston will be hyped up, and they've been resilient all year. So this is definitely going to be interesting to see. But, hey, I'm staying with what I got, and I'm on schedule for it after Game 5, of course. But back to what you said about the picks. This is what really got me, man. It is happening game by game. You and I made our picks. You had Boston in 6. I had Golden State in 6. We're staying with those picks until proven otherwise, or they get proven right, whichever one it is. If you had Boston in 6, you obviously felt Golden State was going to win 2 of those games. So why is it these media members, after one game that doesn't go their way, oh man, I don't know if Boston could do it? You should have heard it when Golden State got beat in Game 1, because the majority of those people, and I wrote an article on this on the blog site, and I pointed out all the networks. I got ESPN in there. I got Yahoo Sports in there, CBS. I put links to them and to show their picks. About 2/3 of the people had Golden State winning the series. So when Golden State lost Game 1, oh my gosh, I don't know how Golden State's going to win it. You obviously thought Boston was going to win 2 games. So what? Why are you flipping out? And over here, you're over here like, oh man, I got to switch my pick up, and then I got to justify why I picked that. No. You know what they should do, Patrick? And do not let me get one of these management positions in one of these networks one day.
Bro, don't let us go famous.
Do not, because this is what will happen.
Google. If you don't want us,
holla at us, Google.
don't hire
Holla at
us.
us. If you make a pick, so here we go, we make our whatever the sport is, Patrick, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever it is, we make those picks and we stick with them. But the people who do not stick with them, dock their pay, dock it. That will stop all that hot taking mess. That will stop all of it. All of it. Just stick with your pick. stick with your pick. If you make a pick, you obviously felt that way from the beginning. Why are you going to try to switch up in the middle? It's garbage to me.
I mean, look, I can't even see this, but I mean, I can understand if you said Golden State in 4, and then Boston wins, and you're like, okay. So
wrong.
Hey, you're wrong. It's simple as that. I'm sticking with my Boston pick. Obviously, I can't win it in 6, but I'm sticking with my Boston pick. Look, even though I didn't get the games right, I still picked the team right. I still have to eat. I have to eat my decision that I was wrong on part of it, but it doesn't change the fact that I still picked the team. Now, me and you, we look at it. We look at it like this. Okay, you predicted Golden State in 6. You're on track, and you're good. But if they lose, here we are at Game 7. I'm not going to sit here and harp on you going, oh, bro, you lost it, you didn't get it right, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm not getting it right. I'm not getting it right. Just admit that you're wrong. It's not that hard. I mean, you're really not going to die from it. You're wrong on part of it. It's that simple. Because at the end of the day, Charles, if Golden State wins Game 7, you know what I'm doing? I'm sending you a text. Hey, congratulations on your pick, bro. You knocked it out. I don't give a shit if it happened in 6 or 7. You picked the team. Yes, you got this part wrong, but it doesn't change the fact you picked the team. It's not that hard. I mean, look, because we do it all the time. I mean, look at how well I picked that freaking Texas and East Carolina game. Did I not knock that one out? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that at the end of the day, yes, we go with our picks a lot more intuitive, with more of a we're trying to give you more. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we'll say, yeah, it's football, and we'll say Atlanta and San Francisco. Yeah, I got Atlanta winning the game. All right, that's what most people say. We give you a score, me and you. I got Atlanta winning 27-17. You know what I'm saying? I may not get the score right, but if I got the game right, you're texting me going, Patrick, nice pick, bro. And then if we get the score right, like, bro, seriously?
Right.
Get out of that one. Nice job. But that's it. You know, I don't know. I don't understand why people change their picks after one game, especially if you like, oh yeah, I got Golden State winning in 6. You obviously saw that Boston could win 2, whether that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. One of those games, or 2 of those games, you thought that they could win. So stop changing your picks after one flipping game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and so I did not understand, and it happens a lot. I mean, we know that. You look at media all the time; it happens a lot, and people want to make the excuse. Well, I mean, that's just what it is. We just overreact. You don't have to overreact. All of us have brains. All of us can look at things logically and say, "Hey, if I pick this team to win in 6 or 7 games, then I obviously felt the other team was going to win 2 or 3 games. So if they win one, should not be that shocking." That is simple. That's why I said, Patrick, people make things complicated when they don't have to be. That's why things are complicated, because people make them that way. They don't have to be that way.
And then on top of that, you're dealing with these 2 teams. 50% of the people are right and 50% of the people are wrong. Period. These 2 teams are that freaking good. They just are. You know what I'm saying? And when all said and done, nobody knows who's going to win this game. Truthfully, I still think Boston's going to win this game because that's my team. That's the one I picked. But would it surprise me if Golden State comes out and Steph Curry drains 33 pointers and wins the game 90-0? No, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. Actually, it would surprise me because Boston didn't score any, and Boston is good enough to at least score. So that would surprise me if it's 90-0. But what I'm saying is it would not surprise me if Golden State wins this game in 6. And you will get a text message from me saying, bro, nice freaking pick, bro. It'll be a different word, but it would be nice pick. You know what I mean?
Come on. Sorry, Patrick. We got to move on, man. But we'll keep an eye on it, of course. And yeah, we'll hold the media accountable. We don't care.
Yeah, we'll hold them accountable. I don't give a crap what they think.
But then let's move on to this next topic, man. So this is about Lamar Jackson and the I guess the contract situation with him and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, here's what we have. And personally, I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't think this is that big of a deal. But a lot of people are wondering why a deal is not done with Lamar Jackson. Now, keep this in mind as well. Lamar Jackson is his own agent. That's number one. Number two, he has his option. And the option is already picked up. He's going to make, I think, $23 million for this option. Somewhere around there. Between 20 and $23 million, I think. But Lamar Jackson, I guess, has said he's not really worried about the contract. The contract will get done when it gets done. And until then, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make sure I get myself in good shape because I was injured for half of the season. And I'm going to go ahead and try to play football. So my question to everybody else is, what the hell is wrong with that? So what? So there's no contract that's done now? So what? He's good for this year. If not, he can get franchise tag the year after and the year after that. Why does something have to be wrong with him not having a deal right now? He's under contract right now. So I don't understand. People were like, oh my gosh, he doesn't have a contract right now. What does that mean? Why does he not want to sign this contract? Not everybody has to go for the first thing that's spoken.
One. And two, shout out to Lamar Jackson for not worrying about the contract, dude.
Right.
Yo, I like it, man. I mean, look.
Yes, me too. All about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's be honest. A lot of people forget that this man is his own agent. You know what I mean? And that I think that's where a lot of people kind of are like, well, is he serious or is he doing this or is he doing? Look, Lamar Jackson is his own agent. He knows what he's doing, and shout out to him for not worrying about it. He knows that he is still
betting on himself.
He is betting on himself. And who knows? Who knows? What if Lamar Jackson is saying, this is what they're offering me right now? And they're like, you know what? Hey, look, check this out. Let's put a pin in it. Season's coming up. Let's get some stuff on it and let's win a Super Bowl. And then let's talk about it then. What's wrong with that? He's not sweating the minor details. And this right here is where you respect Lamar Jackson. Right here. He's not sweating because a lot of people be like, yo, I'm not stepping on that field until you renegotiate my contract. He's like, look, I tell you what, let's go out and win a Super Bowl. And let's see where our contract stands then. And if it doesn't stand there, hey, look, I'm cool. We're going to negotiate. The contract's going to happen. And I want to play here. And I know that he wants to play. He wants to play in Baltimore. I know that. So what's the problem? Let him do his thing.
He's not acting like Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield and scrubbing social media. They won't pay me. I'm going to go ahead and scrub my social media of all that criteria. He's not doing that.
He's an adult.
Yeah, he's being
Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield are not.
He's being a professional. I don't know. I thought that's what they were at the end of the day.
They
professionals, right? That's what I thought. I don't know. Could I be wrong? Did I miss a detail?
I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to ask that question because I know I didn't, and I know you didn't. I'm not even going to go there. This is the fact of the matter is he is adulting.
No, Patrick, go there. Go there. Don't hesitate to go anywhere else.
No, there's no point in going there because he didn't miss anything. He's adulting. He is a professional. The other two, Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield, look, they're great athletes. They are. So just let your athleticism let that make its case. And that's all Lamar Jackson is doing. He's like, look, let my athleticism make my case. Like I always say in my career field, when I go out, I put people in contracts. It's a 2-year contract, but I do not hold them to 2 years. It is a month to month. My contract says, this is what I am responsible for. This is what you're responsible for. Well, why are you not making sure that we stay in a 2-year contract? Because I let my work speak for itself. And that's what Lamar Jackson's doing. Kudos. Salute you, sir. I like it. You do you.
I just don't see the big deal. I'm not understanding why people are flipping out. Oh, does he not want to play in Baltimore anymore? He never said that.
He never said that. As a matter of fact,
none of that ever came out.
He loves playing.
Yeah. and he's under contract. I mean, he is.
He still has to. Yeah, come on. I mean, granted, it's not the contract that Lamar Jackson is probably wanting, but he also understands contracts are put in place for a reason that protects him and it protects the organization. And he's like, and honestly, I would do the same thing. I'm like, look, I'm not worried about the contract. The contract can get taken care of. We need to win a freaking Super Bowl. And if I can win that, now my contract's even more. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Look, let's
let it play out.
Let it play out. Let's go win a Super Bowl. We are getting close. Let's go win a Super Bowl. We'll put a pin in the contract. I'm not worried about that. I'd look at him, man. If he was my quarterback, I'd look at him and I'd be like, what do you want, dude? Let's go ahead and settle this right now. Because that is what I want in a quarterback. That's what I want to represent my organization. And now I'm willing to pay it. You see what I'm saying? I am willing to pay that because now that face on my organization, now I'm proud of that player. Bro, I want $25 million a year, 6 years. Done. But you got to keep that attitude. You bring that attitude to my organization every year, I'll get you $25 million.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just laughing on how people want to take this as, oh God, he doesn't want to sign a long-term deal. Never said that. Oh my gosh, he doesn't want to play for Baltimore. Never said that. He's just sitting there. He's doing his thing. And he's there. He came to remember, you know how it goes, Patrick, because mandatory mini camps are happening throughout the league right now. Hey, guess who showed up at the mandatory mini camps? Lamar Jackson showed up there. And I'm pretty sure he will be at training camp as well. He's just doing his thing. He's going to work. Let him go to work. And to be honest, Patrick, for contract leverage, probably wasn't in the best spot anyway, considering he's been injured. So he knows that. He understands. So, I mean, God, I don't understand. So, yeah, you just get all this, get money thrown on your face, and you're just supposed to take the first thing? No, you don't have to take the first thing. That's part of negotiations. So,
the best part about negotiations is you can say no.
Yeah, right. Yes, I know. God forbid, right?
God forbid you say no. I mean, come on. No, I like this about Lamar Jackson. This is huge in both his professional, personal, and he's probably got his mom sitting there whispering in his ear, "Look, hey, you're getting paid to play football. Stop being an ass about it." Because I mean, I can tell you, I know it's a long shot. Everybody knows it's a long shot. My kids ever make it to the NBA or the NFL or whatever, I'm the same way. Hey, you're getting paid to play a sport. You better chill out. Chill out. You're a professional. Act like one. That's it.
Well, shoot, Patrick. So again, you know how we do. We'll be on that situation, monitor it, and see how that plays out. But yeah, no issues with how Lamar Jackson is going about his business at all here.
None. I like it.
Well, Patrick, it's moral compass time. So let's get into these topics. So we'll start. Well, okay. I guess since we were talking about the NFL, we'll start with the NFL. And as you know, you have this situation going on, and we've talked about it on a good amount of these shows now. With DeShawn Watson, I don't have to go through the situation. Y'all know all the lawsuits. Go up to 26 lawsuits now, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. With us being football fans, we understand the charges that are being put against DeShawn Watson. But me personally, I know myself, and I know you're pretty much the same way with what I'm about to say here. If they are able to get on the football field, I'm gonna watch them play. I'm gonna watch them. I'm not gonna sit here and boycott a game if they're playing. so I wonder, where is that line for a lot of people? Because I heard once he got signed by Cleveland, there was a little bit half and half. You had women's groups that were upset Cleveland made this signing, and they're talking about a lot of them. Maybe they're not going to watch the Browns. They can't support the Browns anymore.
Did they support the Browns in the first place?
Yeah. And
I can't support the Browns. Well, who do you watch? Oh, I don't watch NFL at all. Then shut your mouth.
And so there you go. And that kind of gets into the bigger deal here, because in a lot of these cases, with the moral compass, a lot of the same people who say, no, I'm not going to watch the Browns anymore, blah, 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 blah. If the Browns get into the Super Bowl, you're probably watching, especially when you consider the history of the Browns. You're probably going to watch that. And then everything that has been said about DeShawn Watson and all that other stuff, if it turns out that way. I mean, we don't know. I'm just throwing out a hypothetical here because, well, it's hypothetical for the Browns, but we have seen it in other cases where these people they've been accused of heinous things. I mean, hell, you had some of these dudes, they committed murder, they committed crimes.
Mm-hmm.
And been able to play right after that. I mean, murders, like they killed people, and they've been able to play. And then once they get on the field, they're cheering for these people.
Yep.
Where's your moral compass with that? So that's why I'm like, come on, y'all. You have to ask yourself a question when it comes to these things. If you're going to have your morals, if you're one of those people who's going to say, I'm not going to watch DeShawn Watson, I'm not going to watch him play, I can't support anything. Well, for damn sure, you better stay with that for the whole duration he is with that team or whatever the case. And a lot of times people do not. And that's where I am throwing the question. I'm throwing the BS flag there.
Let Cleveland go 6-0 in the first 6 games. And let's see how many Browns fans are like, I ain't watching that anymore.
Especially with the history in Cleveland. You're trying to get something to be excited about with your team. So where are you going to put first? Are you going to put your quote-unquote morals first? Or are you going to put your fandom for that team first? In a lot of cases, it's going to be the fandom for the team. We know money is going to be first and foremost. And you're going to want that chance. If you get the chance to go to a Browns playoff game where they're hosting on the shores of Lake Erie that day, and it happens to be the AFC Championship game, you're trying to go there, that's going to be the hottest ticket in town.
Yep.
And none of these people are going to be talking about their morals. And look, and Patrick, more than anything else, this is me just being real about the situation and being real with myself. Because I know I'm gonna watch. Yeah, yes, I understand it, and we're gonna get to a couple of other topics in a moment. But yes, I get it. What these players are accused of, whatever. I get it. A lot of times that they come through and they apologize and they say sorry and they messed up, and especially if they have served their time and they're getting better from serving their time, like Michael Vick, perfect example there.
Mm-hmm.
Look how Michael Vick remade that image. Everybody's like, "Oh, I can't support what he did to these dogs." Okay, he goes, he serves his time, and he remakes his
That's a
image.
lot of eye-opening like instances, and now
Right?
look at what he does. I mean, now
Yeah,
he has.
and he's beloved now. Like he's a really respected figure now, and that's what I mean.
Look, dude, go to Atlanta and see what the things that he's done in Atlanta is insane. Like he now has like pet adoption clinics that help put homeless dogs into homes. I mean, like, and fully supports it, and not only just fully supports it, goes and helps them do it because now he's realized, maybe I shouldn't have done this. I mean, dogs and animals and stuff like that. He's a huge advocate for dogs now. You know, hey, I mean, look, sometimes it takes you doing some stupid stuff for you to go get educated, and then you come back and you're like, whoa, wow, I was actually an idiot. Okay, dude, you grew. Why would anybody be mad from somebody that grew in their life, in their personal life, that has enhanced their way of life, that has furthered their education, that has had personal growth in their life? You can't fault people for this. That's great things. I mean, like that's what we should be rooting for everybody in this world. You know what I mean? I always tell people, I always tell like, my kids, let's be 10% better than we were today, and 10% better today than we were yesterday, and 10% better tomorrow than we were today. That's one of I love that saying. And that's what I always tell my kids. And like, you gotta be better. You gotta show value in people. And Michael Vick does that. So that's great um, to say about him. You know what I mean? And for bringing him up and showing the world that.
All right. I'll also say this, Patrick. Now um, but before all this stuff came out about DeShawn Watson, I was a huge DeShawn Watson fan, huge, and all these allegations came out, and it's disturbing allegations, very disturbing allegations. At look, at the very least, he's a pervert. at the very least, he's a pervert.
Name one person that's not.
But
Name a woman or whatever they associate themselves as. Name one, please.
but he look, the fact remains, hasn't been charged. He hasn't been criminally charged. So there's a lot of civil cases there. Look, even if I have this feeling of, DeShawn, yeah, you probably did some of these things. He gets on the football field, well, all right. Now, hey, I might root for the other team to go ahead and sack him a little bit harder,
Don't injure.
I'm just saying,
A little harder. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, look, the linebacker coming through on the go ahead and put a helmet to his chest a little bit harder.
I mean, even if he got ready to fall in time and you still shoved him one good time.
Yeah. Go ahead and knock him down a few more times.
Yeah. Maybe even pin him down for a minute. Hold his mask down and push it down.
Yeah, just a little bit of extra. But look, without making too much light of the situation, look, we understand the seriousness of these crimes that he is accused of alleged doing. I mean, this is not anything that we're trying to make light of. And if you've been watching the show, you already know that. All I am asking is, where is your moral compass with this? Because if you're going to say you're not going to support the Browns, and you and I both said what the Browns did in signing this dude was It was reckless, really. It was reckless.
Yeah.
And we both said that, and we're not coming off of that. We still believe that was a reckless signing by the Browns. But for the people who are saying they're not going to support the Browns, for the people who are saying they are not going to watch the team, how long does that last? And I am pretty sure a lot of y'all know that answer is not long. Are y'all going to hold out? And that's the thing. Be real with yourself. That's where I'm coming from with the moral compass. Look, we get it. What he's accused of is disturbing. We're not trying to shy away from that fact. But the minute he gets on that football field, we're probably not going to be thinking about that for those hours that he's playing, to be honest. I mean, some people might, don't get me wrong, but especially if Cleveland is winning, and if you're up there in Cleveland and you're a fan of the Browns and they start winning, those allegations start to get pushed a little bit more under the rug. And on top of that, Patrick, those people who are saying, oh, this dude's a creep, this dude's a creep. Okay, well, what if another lawsuit comes up at the time where the Browns are starting to ascend? Are you going to be saying the same thing? Or are you going to say, no, they're just trying to mess up our chances of winning the Super Bowl? We are bringing all this up because this is all the stuff that is said in a lot of these cases. And we're just pointing it out. Don't get mad at us for pointing it out. So
we're just actually giving you a different perspective. Now, if you want to know my moral compass on it, I look, what he does off the field and what he does on the field, that's two totally separate things to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know the way I look at it. The way I see it is that when he's on the field, DeShawn Watson is an entertainer. He's a quarterback. He's an entertainer. So I'm going to watch it. Now, I may not agree with everything that he does. This is just like when we were talking about Will Smith. I know this was a lot lower on the totem pole than what DeShawn Watson is. And you asked me the same question. You said, well, are you going to stop watching his movies? And I said, no, I'm not stop watching his movies.
Exactly.
I don't agree with how he handled it. What I do think is that Chris Rock probably should have been slapped years ago. And I said that before. But at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that what he did was very unprofessional and is not what a man does. You pull him to the side, you have a conversation with him, and leave it at that. That's that. Now, DeShawn Watson, same case, same general basis. I'm going to watch what he does. I'm not going to agree with the things that he did off the field, but it's not going to change the fact that I'm going to watch him on Sunday. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes my wife does look at me and she says, it's either NCAA or it's NFL. And I'll tell you right quick, I'm from the South. My Bulldogs come first before any NFL team. And you know that as well as anybody does in this world. If you watch me on this show, you'll know Georgia Bulldogs comes first. And then we'll negotiate the NFL. But look, I am a Bulldog fan. That is what I'm watching. I love college sports. I do. So if it comes to the pros, sometimes you'll see me sacrifice the pros before I sacrifice NCAA, baseball, football, basketball, that kind of stuff. But if I have an opportunity to watch him, absolutely, I'll watch him. But I don't agree with one of the things he says. And that's just like if the Raiders sign Colin Kaepernick, and I know we move on, but if the Raiders sign Colin Kaepernick, I may or may not watch him. I don't know. I don't care. But if I'm watching the Raiders and he's playing, I'll watch it. I don't agree with a lot of the things that he's done, and I agree with a lot of the things that he's done. The way he did the NFL on Netflix, I don't know why the NFL would even hire him with what he said about that. But that's their organization, not mine. And if he's out there, I may or may not watch him. I don't know. Just depends on who's playing at that time.
Well, so all right, Patrick, let's move on.
Hey, hold on. My entire screen and everything just went out. Hold on.
You're still here. I can still see you.
Okay,
so,
yeah, we're good. Go.
All right, so we'll get to the NBA for the next. topic because the NBA has a lot of business dealings with China. Now, we know China, a lot of human rights violations in their own right over there too, but a lot of money comes out of there. Now, again, hey, I'm a huge NBA fan. I'm gonna watch the games. We just had a segment about the NBA finals. So
now I will tell you this: when it hits NBA, when it hits NBA playoffs, I'm watching
it. so we just had all like a whole conversation about that. So again, if you're going to go after China and you understand their human rights violations and you want to say, oh, I can't believe the NBA is taking money from the Chinese and they're accepting all this money, the billions and billions of dollars that come from it. I can't believe they're doing that. But the majority of the stuff that we own, the majority of the stuff that we buy, where does that come from? That comes from China. So are we so again, if you're gonna say I can't believe they are that the NBA is accepting their money, well, you go and you spend money to get products that are made in China.
Hey, ask yourself where those COVID tests come from.
So yeah,
Ask yourself where those masks come from that you're so quickly to put on.
Yeah, so the majority of our stuff, masks, COVID tests, whatever, the majority of stuff, shoes, luggage, whatever, a lot of that stuff comes from China. So if you're going to talk about, man, I can't believe that the NBA is taking this money from them. Well, okay, are you going to boycott buying stuff? Because the majority of that is coming from China too. So again, moral compass. I'm just saying, the moral compass, where does that stand? And again, we can't, people try to pick and choose the times that they're trying to have these that they're trying to be on some sort of a moral high ground. But if you look at
when it benefits them,
yeah. So look, just admit, I would be okay with it if you just admit it, man. You're just trying to do whatever is convenient with you, which that's garbage too. But at least you're admitting you're garbage. It's okay. Look, I can just respect you if you admit that you're trash, because at least you know the deal that you are trash, and I respect you for that. I respect you for admitting that you are garbage instead of trying to act like you're not garbage, and then all of a sudden you are dumpster juice. And so,
just like the IRS, FIFA, NCAA.
Like, look, yeah, just look, admit to me you're garbage. Don't lie to me about being garbage. You know, so, that's but I can see you laughing over there, and I know you understand where I'm coming from with this. The NBA has caught a lot of grief for doing business with China. A lot of grief, especially a couple of years ago when they were over there doing the tour. You remember the comments that Daryl Morey, who's now the president or GM of the Philly 76ers, at the time he was the GM of the Houston Rockets, and we know the Houston Rockets with their history of having Yao Ming on the team, a huge global influence with that signing and that pickup and the years Yao Ming had played over there. We talked about what China did. You remember the case with the tennis player Peng Shuai, and God, I still don't know what came out of that. But you know that these are documented,
huh? That got swept under the rug.
Exactly, but these are documented cases that China has been committing with. That's been just looked at as different human rights violations. You know, if people speaking out on their government, they're trying to suppress them, basically, just take their social media accounts away, and then just like no, this didn't happen, and then the normal Chinese propaganda machine. But man, the NBA is doing big business there, and there was a story that came out about some of the owners of the teams with their business dealings in China with whatever the corporations are. Business is business. It's going to be completed in some way, shape, or form. And People are out to make money. When money is involved, moral compass goes out the window. I don't care what anybody wants to say. Moral
Always,
compass.
as the same people that are saying all this crap say, if China offers you $60 million to come over and do your job in China,
Yeah, are you going to say no to that?
Does your moral compass say no?
Yeah, right.
Or does your moral compass go, man, really feed my kids off of that? Let's do it, please. The thing is that, like you said, once money is involved, moral compass is out the window. So I guess the safest bet is to say this. For all you people that want to abide by your moral compass and yet be trash, just admit that your moral compass always points to green. And now you're done. You said, whoa. If it ain't about the money, I ain't involved. Hey, there you go. Okay. You know what? Now me and Charles can say, I respect you. At least I know what you're about. And I respect that. That's what I love. Man, dude, I love knowing where I stand with people and where people are letting me know. Because they come up to me and it's like, yeah, I want to work. I want to work. Like, I want to work for your wife at her salon. This is my goals. And my goal is to be a 6-figure hairstylist. So you're about the money. Absolutely. Fantastic. Because now I can help you.
And
it doesn't matter to me. You just tell me what motivates you and what fills your cup. Do it. Do it.
And again, Patrick, I mean, we could walk around our homes, and if you look at the damn tags that come on the stuff, at least 65-70% of the stuff that you buy on a daily basis is coming from China. So again, I feel those details get forgotten, and everybody sees the big business that is being dealt with, or that is being conducted between these corporations and the country. You know, we just had the Winter Olympics that took place in China. The IOC was not going to move out of there because we were like, oh, well, we're going to boycott the Olympics. Man, the IOC already got their billions and billions of dollars. We know they're not about any moral compass anyway.
No.
So
moral compass points to money. But you know what? As corrupt as me and Charles feels they are, at least we know where they stand. And I respect that to a point. No,
they just try to act like they're not about the money. They want to try to throw the whole "we're trying to grow the Olympic game" mess. Whatever, man. Y'all trying to stuff y'all pockets.
That's when I lose the respect for them right there.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, man, you know what they're about, and they ain't changing.
Right, and they know China's gonna throw. You know, China's gonna throw just inconceivable money to them.
Oh yeah, $160 trillion. Okay. Now let's grow the Olympics. Oh wait, COVID hit. No refundsies.
Yeah, right.
No refundsies. When was that in the contract? No refundsies.
Yeah. No. We are too close.
And the one thing that always got you is how the NCAA was like, look, this is the student athlete, and we're always trying to educate. It's the athletic student, and we all know
it. Because the athletic part is what is bringing in the money. And that's the thing. It's all about the money. I don't want to sound all cliche, because if people are like, it's all about the money, but it is.
It's all about the money.
It is all about the money. And as long as there is a nice hefty price tag there, and everybody is willing to cooperate, as long as they get the piece of the pie, then that is what is going to be the priority almost all the time now.
Every single time. Now, I will have to say this, because people that are watching this, they're going to say, well, y'all not. No. There's certain things that me and Charles are about the money. We would like to make sure that we pay our bills. We want to feed our kids. We want to make sure our roofs are taken care of over our head and we have clothes on our back. Yes. And do we want to have a little extra to go and do the things that we want to do? Absolutely. That's the reason why you do what you do. That's the reason why you go to work. right? So
but
at a certain
who
point,
doesn't? You know, that's the thing. Who doesn't?
exactly. That's what I'm trying to get. Don't fool the fact that we do what we do because we want money, because that's what it takes to live. And do we want extra? Absolutely, because that's what everybody does. But we're not going to sacrifice what we're doing to hurt other people, and that's what these people are doing. They're hurting other people. They're killing financial gains on other people just to get their own. We're not about that. We want to put people on our coattails, and we'll take them up to the top if we can. And if you want to get off, hey, get off. And if you want to get back on at a later time, get back on at a later time. We are still going where we're going, and that's what we're about.
So yeah, so Patrick, let's get to the last moral compass spot, and this one deals with golf. And we know we talked about this last week with the live or live golf tour, I guess, if you want to call them that. I know they have a selected number of a selected number of tournaments.
Hey, more than three is a tournament. Hey, that's yeah. Call it what it is.
So, well, look, here's the thing. Background on this, because I know I didn't really touch on this last week, but big backstory to this is the live golf tour is Saudi backed, and just like China, Saudi Arabia has a record of human rights violations. The guys who committed the horrific crime on 9/11 is said to be from Saudi Arabia as well. And there's just a lot of bad there. And Phil Mickelson said it during an interview. He's like, man, those are some bad, rough dudes that we're dealing with. But I guess he looked at it along with these other golfers who have jumped over to that tour as an opportunity to grow the game. So here's the moral compass. Same thing like with the NBA. A lot of the people are upset at those golfers who jumped over to the live tour to play golf over there. There are golfers who are still in the PGA Tour who are speaking out of this. Now, granted, and also this, Patrick, remember, this is U.S. Open week for golf. The U.S. Open starts on Thursday. And so the live golf is what's taking the headlines out. Now, maybe when they start playing on Thursday, we can get into the playing. But right now, it is all about that live golf. And you have Phil Mickelson talking
about that right bag.
Yes. And so with that, Charles Schwartzel, who won their inaugural tournament in London over the weekend, he got $4.7 million for winning that tournament. That is more than he has won in 4 years.
4 years.
Playing the PGA Tour.
And just to put that in perspective before you finish, Charles, so that other people will know this, when you play in the Masters, winner takes home $2.7 million.
Yeah. So this new guy
takes home that in the live tour.
And of course, the Masters is one of the majors. So yeah, so more context. But here's the thing, Patrick. Saudi Arabia, we know they have a bad record there. Terrible, terrible record. A lot of oil money that is being thrown at these players, and they are making sure these players are well taken care of on the financial docket.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of business that is being done by the government over there. As a matter of fact, President Biden is supposed to go over there next month. I guess that was confirmed by the White House. He's going to go over there next month to talk to the prince, and we'll see what happens with those talks. But you know there's going to be a lot of business involved with those talks. And also, Patrick, we have a military base over there. We were when the Gulf War was going on, we were operating out of there. we were operating out of there. That first Gulf War, we were pretty much exclusively operating out of there. And so if you're gonna get on these players for taking that money and joining the live golf tour, are you going to get on the U.S. government? Are you going to get on the military for basically taking money? Because that's what it is. That costs money. That costs money to have property on their country, on their soil, to go ahead and fly your missions and do your operations out of there. So are you going to fight that off? Are you going to sit there and boycott that? Probably not, because you're a quote unquote patriotic American, right? So,
Yep. And on top of that, that the military, we're over there in Laken Heath, which is a Royal Air Force base. You know what Laken Heath pays the military, the United States, to be over there?
Oh, a bunch. Any of those places we are at, Patrick. I mean, bases in Germany, in Japan, Korea.
Italy,
I mean,
Russia.
all these spots, Italy, all these spots. And so you're taking a pay. You are getting, but money is getting it's hand over fist. Hand over fist, money is getting exchanged. And whichever way it does, under the table, over the table, thrown at it, whatever.
Money is the table. Hell, they even build tables to put them on just so they can hand it under the table. Yeah, right. They probably even have smaller tables underneath that table to hand them more money. I'm like,
so I'm just saying, man, that my point with these three things. Number one, we don't shy away from any of these topics that are out there, but we have to ask ourselves a question about these morals that people want to have all of a sudden when the stuff is not convenient for them. Give me a break with that. Just be real with yourself and ask yourself that question. If these golfers are getting 9 figures thrown at them, 9 figures, that is based that for a lot of those guys, with the exception of Phil Mickelson. I think Phil Mickelson is in that 9-figure range of his earnings that he's had in the PGA Tour, and he's one of the most popular golfers that's been out there. But those other dudes, you're throwing 9 figures at them. You don't think they're gonna walk? Hell yeah, they're going. They're out of here. They're playing live.
Exactly. And anybody that says that they wouldn't do it, come on. You literally just set your family up for the rest of your life and your kids' life and your kids' life. Come on,
Patrick. Like you said, get your money. Go ahead and get that. What they say, get that bag. Get that bag. I'm not gonna fault people for going to get money if you're getting this offered to you. Yeah, Saudi Arabia coming out here like, man, look, we want to start this tour. We want some big names, man. Look,
I'll give you $100 million.
Yes. Yo, get that right. Like, that's alarming. That is alarming. And like, you're giving me here just to play in the tour.
I don't even have to win. I don't even have to win, and I get $100 million. This is my signing here. You need to read the contract. I don't need to read crap. So you just said $100 million, and that's guaranteed. Yep. So I got my signing pin out.
So to sum it up, Patrick, with all three of those cases, you just consider what you would do in that situation before you're so quick to judge. Now, I'm not saying all the stuff is right. That's not really the discussion here, whether or not it's right or wrong. We all have our own definitions on what we feel is right or wrong. What might be wrong for me might not be wrong for you, and vice versa.
Yep.
But
everybody has a price.
Yes, everybody has a price.
A man once told me, he said, you have a business. You run that business as if you're going to own it for the rest of your life until somebody offers you what you're willing to take for it.
Yep.
That makes total sense to me, because there's a lot of, somebody come up to me and be like, yo, I'll give you $5 for that signing pin. And be like, I can always get me another signing pin for $1. Whatever you're willing to take. I mean, I always say, what are you willing to lose to gain? There's a lot of things I'm willing to lose to gain that's going to make me better.
And see, and Patrick, the main thing before we close on out, we're just willing to admit all of it.
Yep.
So if people want to get upset, if they want to leave comments at us, I don't care. Whatever.
Hey, come out here.
Like we always say, good, bad, or indifferent, y'all. Good, bad, or indifferent. But we're just willing to admit it. We're just willing to have the discussion about it. And a lot of people, they're just not, because, and a lot of times when people aren't willing to admit it, it's because they know it's true. And
Yep.
so things that are true that are hard for them to admit, then they want to shy away from that. And they guard that by getting angry at the people who are willing to admit it. Whatever, we're
Hey,
willing to
mad
take
at me.
that. So Patrick, couple of minutes. Make it quick though. Stanley
Okay.
Cup final. Who do you have between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche?
God, I didn't know you was gonna ask me that. I'm like that with it. Okay.
Sorry, man. It just hit me.
I'm gonna go Tampa Bay in 6.
Got you. I am with you. I just have to see Tampa Bay actually get beat. Colorado is very, very good. Very good team. Very fast. Lots of skill. I think Colorado has like 9 lines. But
I swear, I think they got more people on that. I think they're pulling people out from under the bench, and you don't. Because there's no way those guys are that endurance and that agile on the ice in the third period. 4 minutes left, and they're not breathing hard. There's no way. No way. And that Colorado team is endurance. So with that being said, though, I really like to lean more towards the experience. I think Tampa Bay has more experience in these situations than Colorado does. Would I like to see Colorado win? Wouldn't hurt me. I do like this team. I'm not a Colorado fan. I probably lean more towards the Boston Bruins, mostly because that's the team that I kind of grew up, or I kind of started watching. I also do like the Columbus Blue Jackets, but I like to see this Colorado team win, but I'm going to go with experience, man. Tampa Bay in 6.
All right, man. I'm with you. I have Tampa Bay staying in 6 games. Wouldn't surprise me, of course, if Colorado did pull this out. But yeah, Tampa Bay, that championship DNA, Tampa Bay's just nasty, man. So, yeah. Well, all right, y'all.
We got to get some college baseball in here pretty soon.
Yeah, I got you, man. Yep, that would be probably next week.
Okay.
So everybody take care. That concludes this Breath of Fresh Air webcast. Y'all make sure y'all go to the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and keep the likes coming on the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. Everybody have a good week. I hope y'all enjoy this show. It was as fun for y'all watching as it was for us doing this show. And y'all take it easy. Have a good rest of the week.